Hello and welcome to the New York Times Hard Sudoku this April the 18th, 2023. Let's dive right in. I see something going on with this 4 and 7. There's a 4 and a 7 blocking across here, and a 4 and a 7 blocking down, and a 4 and a 7 blocking down. So these two squares must be a 4 and a 7. And since these two squares cannot be 2's, and these 2's block here, a 2 is forced into this square here. There is more going on with the 7's. This 7 blocks across, so does this. This 7 blocks up, so a 7 must go here. This 5 blocks across here, this 5 blocks up, and this blocks down, so here is a 5. And we have a 2 blocking up here, another 2 blocking across, and a 2 blocking up here. So a 2 is forced into this square here. I also see a 3 blocking up and 1 3 blocking down, so a 3 goes here. And that should give me a 2, I think. We got a couple of 2's blocking over here. And there's a 2 blocking up here. One of these must be a 2, so a 2 is forced to go here. I think we can finish with the 2's now because, let me see, we have a 2 blocking down here and a 2 blocking over here. We know that these have to be a 7 and a 4, so a 2 goes here. And now we scan across here. These squares are blocked by this 2. This 2 blocks up here, so here's a 2, and I think that's the final 2 in the grid. Yes, it is. And as we are slowly filling up the grid, we see that 1 here blocks across, so one of these must be a 1. Therefore, these squares cannot be 1's. And we've got 2 1's blocking across here, so here's a 1. And that 1 gives us a 1 for this block here, because now we have a 1 blocking down here. We have a ghost 1 blocking down here. So a 1 for rows 8 and 9 must go here or here. Over here, we have a 1 blocking down here and here. So again, only rows 8 and 9 can be a 1. Where now can we place a 1 in row 7? It can't go here because of this 1. So here it must go. And that gives us a 1 for this square. Now we look across. This cannot be a 1. We look across again. This cannot be a 1. A 1 therefore must go here. I'm looking at row 4 now. We need to find a 4, 6, 7, and an 8. We know that these two must be a 4 and a 7, and there's also an 8 in this box, so clearly a 6 must go here. And that 6 now blocks across. This 6 blocks across, leaving only 1 square for a 6 in this block here. The 3 now blocks across, so this must be a 3. And this 3 blocks across, so this must be a 3. These two squares now must be a 4 and an 8. And that means that this square must be a 7, and this must be a 4. A 9 must go here. Only one digit left, and it must be a 9. These two now must be an 8 and a 7. The 7 blocks down, so the 8 goes here and the 7 here. We need a 5 and an 8 for these two empty squares. There's a 5 blocking here, so the 8 is forced to go here and the 5 must go here. This 5 blocks over. This 5 blocks over. This 5 blocks up, so a 5 must go here as well. This 5 blocks down. This 5 blocks across, so here's a 5. And there's going to be a 5 over here somewhere now. Let's see, this 5 blocks across, this 5 blocks across. we got these two fives blocking down, so a 5 goes in the corner, like so. We can enter a couple of 7s, starting with the 7 in this block here. The 7 blocks down, the 7 blocks down, and this 7 blocks over, so here's a 7. Now this 7 blocks across, and these two 7s block these 4 squares, so a 7 must go here. For these two squares, we need an 8 and a 9. There's an 8 blocking here, so the 9 must go here, and the 8 goes up in the corner sill, like so. And this 8 now blocks across. This 8 blocks up, so an 8 goes here. And this 8 blocks across, so does this, leaving only one square for an 8, and it must go here, making this an 8 and this a 4. A 3 and a 9 for these squares now. A 3 blocks here, so clearly a 9 must go here and the 3 here. Here we need a 6, and this 6 blocks up, so a 6 must go here. The last digit for this block is a 4, it must go here. These two 4s block across like so, so a 4 goes up here, and this last square must be a 9, which blocks down, making a 9 out of this square. And this blocks across, this 9 blocks down, so a 9 goes here. Up here we are looking for a 9 again. This 9 blocks up, so here's a 9, and this square therefore must be a 6, which blocks over, making this a 6. And the last digit here is a 3. The 3 blocks over here, so here comes a 3. This square must be a 6. Blocking across, a 6 blocking down, so here's a 6. Here we're looking for a 4 and a 1. And I think, yes, this square must be a 1, therefore this must be a 1 and this must be a 4, making this a 4 and this an 8. Today's New York Times Hard Sudoku again was very easy. I hope you enjoyed it and that you come back for more. Bye for now.